Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Phee Smee Show with Manly Mark. I'm Manly Mark, and this is the Phee Smee himself. It's a good Monday morning, Phee. What do you think, man?
Nickel and diamond, two-line rhyming with you right here. Mark, had a great weekend. How about you?
Well, pretty good weekend. Just rainy. I'm sick of the rain. I wish the Chinese or the American government would just stop dropping it on our heads.
Well, folks in New Mexico feel the same way.
Yes, floods there, man. Just weird.
But yes, in our hometown, or my hometown, Fort Smith, Arkansas, it has rained more in the month of June than I'm playing golf 3 hours a day and it's pouring down rain, just buckets for
that can't be fun.
It's not. But at least it's not doing it all day, every day.
Right.
I mean, it'll rain for 3 hours, and then the sun will come out, and it'll be scorching hot, humid. That's what I like. Go out there and get after it.
Sure.
Go out there and do a little sweat and played a little scramble this weekend.
How'd that go?
Well, two world-class athletes against two has-beens. And, of course, we lost.
Of course.
Yeah.
But did you have fun?
Oh, I had an absolute great time. A young man plays basketball at D1 UC, University of Central Arkansas.
Sure.
And me, we took on two pretenders that are just big, muscular men.
Sure.
That and they were losing, right, just nip and tuck, birdie, bogey, birdie, par. Went to the last hole, just dunked it in the water. So both of us dunked in the water. Went from one stroke lead to a one-stroke loss.
Man, you'll have that.
And then they play again. Everybody keeps their own score. I absolutely play like I've never played before, and the same guy wins it all.
Of course.
So he played terrible with me. Couldn't putt a lick with me on my team. But overall, it makes me look worse. Because It makes me look like the best guy there, even on my team, can't win. Right.
Pitiful.
So, so again, I blame a lot of people, but myself would be last.
Sure.
But and I'm thankful for that. Then after that, I ate, and then I kind of got congested. My daughter's been sick, you've been sick, but I don't get sick, is what I tell people.
Sure.
But I had a little sore throat, a little congestion, so I fought through it. Been drinking a little green tea.
I know, he didn't have any coffee in his pot this morning.
Little green tea with honey and half and half.
Who wants to drink tea, man?
Hot tea's very good for you. And most of the world do drink tea. The United States does not, so I understand that.
It's interesting. I was reading about coffee consumption in Japan, and they talked about, I can't remember what coffee company it was, but it talked about how people in Japan just didn't want to drink coffee. So what they did was introduced little coffee-flavored or mocha-flavored candies. Started pushing them to little kids in Japan, right?
Jelly bellies?
Right. I mean, I don't know what that means, but... These
are candy, but they're coffee, artificial flavored.
Sure, to the kids. And then when the kids got older, they don't want a cappuccino for nostalgic reasons. And then now coffee's popular,
Same concept as McDonald's putting ketchup on hamburgers.
Sure.
For little kids.
Okay.
With the sugar, everybody. So it addicts the little children to sugar and their hamburgers when they're young.
Well, I mean, I believe that.
So nobody believes McDonald's got the best hamburgers, but when you're a kid and you order the hamburger, the cheeseburger, back when in my day, they were 39 cents.
Sure.
My dad would take the whole baseball team to McDonald's, and you could feed every one of them for $2 a piece.
Man, isn't that crazy?
So now it's $10. But anyway, had a great weekend. I wanted to discuss with you. In your circles, there are several different scenarios being played out about Netanyahu and Trump and the Middle East peace plan and the Abraham Accords.
Sure.
And they are just, what do they say? Jesus said, when they say peace and safety,
sudden destruction.
Sudden destruction will come. So remember, it's not about Gaza. They can do what they want to with Gaza. It's about Judea and Samaria, which is the modern-day West Bank.
Interesting.
If they put those Palestinians in Judea, Samaria, and allow the Jewish people to stay there as settlers, and they actually either performed the red heifer ceremony this last week, or they practiced performing it because they hadn't done it since 70 A.D.
Sure.
So that's a long time for those people that passed away. So
Right.
they are now having instructions or videos, or somebody's teaching somebody how to do the red heifers, which I think is amazing, because these Christians over here are they're just going out of their mind. If that's a blasphemy, why would they build the third temple? Why would they do the red heifers?
Pagan.
They're going to do every single one of those prophecies that's in the Bible. Do you know that Jesus fulfilled so many prophecies from the Old Testament when he came and died on the cross?
Well, name them all, please.
There are over 1,100 of them.
Well, okay, start at
I will say this
the top.
to you. The laws of probability, if you took every square inch in the state of Texas and you stacked silver dollar bills 3 feet high
Sure.
in every single square inch of the whole state of Texas, and you would have one chance to reach down in all of those coins and pick out the one that was marked with an X.
Sure.
That's the same probability that Jesus fulfilled all those prophecies. And in the New Testament, Jesus is going to fulfill everything all the way through the second kingdom to setting up his kingdom on this earth.
Sure.
That's going to happen. So what God does, how he uses Israel in these end times, remember, Iran's going to be there.
Yeah.
Iran will be at the Battle of Armageddon.
Sure.
And Russia's going to be there because of Magog, Gog and Magog. So nobody's nuking those folks to where they're not going to be at the Battle of Armageddon.
Sure.
Because Iran is definitely Persia.
Right.
And at the Battle of Armageddon, they talk about the Euphrates River drying up for the king of Persia to come. So they're going to be around.
Well, what's interesting though? I mean, they could just build a bridge. Why do they need it to dry up? We live in modern times,
The thing I like about Mark is that he is aware that the Syrian government has built a huge dam over there that is capable of drying up the Euphrates River.
Right.
So whether it happens by weather manipulation, whether it has it by the government sealing up the dam, whether it happens by drought, I don't have any idea, but it does say it will dry up.
Yeah.
So the preterists that are out there saying this happened in 70 A.D., I would ask the question very simply: did the Euphrates River dry up? And the answer would be, of course, not.
Well, I have no idea. I haven't looked into it, but I would also say probably not. But what would you think, though, if I pulled up an article that literally in 70 A.D., the Euphrates River dried up?
It would be absolutely amazing. I look forward to
researching
that and seeing that. Because if that exists, ladies and gentlemen, I would say somebody made it up.
But now I would say, now that's silly. Because if your first inclination is to say, well, that's a lie.
Why? Bad information, deception is everywhere.
Yeah, well, I mean...
somebody's going to say, show me a text that somebody's got that says the Euphrates River
I just mean
in 70 AD that nobody's ever talked about until
maybe
now.
You just... Well, no, I'm just saying, what if it's been...
I'm thinking deception.
Now, I have no idea. I just made that up.
Exactly.
But if it were the case, if that were, it had been talked about for the last... since it happened, and we just weren't aware of it.
Right.
It's intellectually dishonest to then say, well, that's fake. I don't believe that because you then
intellectually dishonest to lie that say the Euphrates River dried up in 70
But what if
AD?
it wasn't a lie? What if it did?
But it didn't.
Okay. Well, but probably not.
No, not. Definitely not.
Okay, but I'm just simply saying.
You want the pictures. You're as bad as my kids.
No.
I said I had a monkey in college. Where's the pictures?
No,
I didn't take pictures of the monkey. I said I drove a Porsche. Where's the picture? I didn't have to take a picture of the car.
I'm not even talking about that.
I mean, there's no evidence that Phee has locally that I can pull out that says here the Euphrates River did not dry up in 70
That's
AD.
not the point, Phil.
What is the point?
The point is, if you were faced with undeniable proof, because like I told you about Antiochus, the guy who stormed the Jewish temple, the first time I told you about this, erected a statue of Zeus, killed a pig on the altar, you said, that's fake, I don't believe that.
That's right.
And but again, because, let me just finish explaining, because even though that is actually true and it did actually happen, instead of just saying, that's interesting that happened because that probably was just a picture of what was to come in a greater form, right?
Right.
You instead of deepening your understanding,
yes.
it's a fear instinct to then say, close yourself off. That's not real. But how many people do that because they're scared?
Me.
Instead, well,
I'm
no, I'm
just
not.
absolutely
This isn't
terrified
about
because
you.
I can't imagine even thinking of that they would erect a statue of Zeus because, again, I'm not up on my Greek mythology like you are.
Well,
but
again, that's beside the
that
point.
sounded to me very foreign. Just as it sounds to me that you have proof that the
No, I don't.
River
I just
dried up in 70
I
AD.
just invented that
Okay.
as an example.
Again,
but a real example.
And then got upset with me for not believing it.
Oh, but a real example was Antiochus that you didn't believe.
That's okay.
Okay, a real example. Again,
I
I'm
wouldn't
looking.
have believed the weather manipulation
Right.
or Bigfoot
But-
15 years ago either. But you're very
Phil,
convincing.
No,
you're very
I know,
convincing.
but I'm getting at a deeper. I'm trying to peel the layers back. It's not about this happened, that happened. It's about how most people have that initial when they're faced with something that they've never heard of or never thought about that challenges a belief. Their first instinct is fear and defensiveness. That just,
I agree.
But instead
Makes our
of
job more difficult.
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying because I know right then. Okay, well, I can't have an honest conversation because now you're in a headspace where you're not you, but just I just see this everywhere. Even when you talk with family about things, or when you talk about just anything with anybody, if it challenges a preconceived belief, religion, politics, or whatever, people's first reaction is fear, lash out. And that's like you said, makes our jobs more difficult. But it's like, why not just explore the ideas? Just because you explore ideas or other possibilities doesn't necessarily mean you have to believe them. But I've started recognizing that fear response, or whatever you would call it.
I think that's probably what it is.
Right.
It challenges their core beliefs.
Sure.
Most people stand for something. If you challenge those beliefs, and then we're going to actually try to change their beliefs.
Yeah.
Persuade them.
But you have to
influence
start
them.
at getting to recognize that. Why are you scared? I'm not trying to tell you, Granddaddy was wrong. I'm just simply saying, why not?
But you are telling them Granddaddy's wrong, and that makes it unhappy.
I don't even know what your granddaddy said.
I'm talking about if you're trying to change their core beliefs and influence them and their decision makings. If their grandfathers and their fathers and their mothers and the church and the pastors all tell them they're not going to be around for the tribulation, and that they don't need to worry about preparing, that God's just going to rapture them right on out of here, then that is a deception issue. It's not a salvation issue.
No.
They can be unhappy with me, but we can still be brothers in Christ.
Yeah, well, some people act like you can't.
Well, but you can. It's not a salvation issue.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's like a lot of people think you can be saved from 1 John 1:9, and that's not a salvation message.
Which one is
if you confess your sin, He is faithful and just to forgive you your sin and cleanse you from all unrighteousness.
Oh, sure.
See, that message is for the believers. That's
okay,
for the
sure.
people that have already believed.
Oh, sure.
If they mess up, if me and you sin, which we do, if we go to our Lord Jesus Christ and ask Him to forgive us of our sins, and we forgive others that have sinned us, then He is faithful and just to forgive us of our sins and cleanse us and restore us. He bought us for all past, present, and future sins. You can't do anything that His blood hadn't already covered.
Sure.
If He never does anything else for any of us, He's done enough.
Right.
Okay. So there's where the mindset is of number one, do you believe that you're going to be here for all of this? What they think is God's wrath, which is not God's wrath. It's Satan's wrath. And they think it's 7 years, which is not 7 years. It's 3.5 years. It's very clear it's 42 months. So.
Well, and why do you think it's 3.5 years? Because I hear some people like, I believe 3.5 years, right? But I hear some people say, it's because the 3.5 years already happened here or there, or what do you think about that? I don't have an opinion off the top of my head.
The last week of Daniel's dream is what they're trying to figure out. When has it already started? When did it start? I'm gonna tell you, it's just like Jesus' second coming. It's in Revelations. It's 4 different accounts of one simultaneous event.
Sure.
In Daniel, it's an event one time.
Oh, well, yeah, like you talking about the day of the Lord?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So when I think when you look at that, in every situation we're talking about, they are looking at it as 4 individual events, Jesus is going to come back in the air, but he's not going to touch the ground.
Right.
Then he's
Right.
going to go back.
Right, and they
he's
say, well,
gonna come
technically
back.
he didn't actually come back because he didn't touch the ground.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? If he's within if he's within our atmosphere, he's here.
Yeah, that's
Come on now.
To sell that to people, and then actually have folks fight you now, believing it.
Yeah.
Because my daddy would have fought. I'm telling you, he would have fought you.
Yeah.
He would have absolutely told you, get out of my house. It'd been like the King James version.
Yeah.
I grew up as a Coca-Cola, Colgate, King James version, dadgum.
I told my wife about that the other day. What she said about your dad,
Yeah.
being like that, and she said, "What?"
Yeah.
And we were both kind of perplexed because we were just like, "Well," and I said, "Like, well, Phil didn't get beat up or anything if he brought a Pepsi in the house, but
Well, he's certainly questioned.
that's so."
And
that's
I didn't
so,
drink a lot of Pepsi, but I loved Mountain
Well,
Dew.
but-
And he was like, "What is this Mountain Dew doing in my fridge?" And I was
Would
like,
he ever try it?
No, he ain't never tried it. He didn't. I mean, he didn't drink a lot of Coke. My father smoked Kent cigarettes and drank coffee in the morning, and then he drank tea, and then he drank coffee at night.
Well, I mean,
He wouldn't have three. If he had a Coke, he was out at a restaurant.
Yeah.
McDonald's or something.
Yeah, but it's just that mindset is so interesting to me to think.
He was He was
Well-
very strong on certain beliefs.
Yeah, but like, what gets you to that point where you
don't
say,
know.
My house, my family, we're a Coke family. But I'm not
Colgate.
hating.
We're Colgate. I told him one time, I said, "Daddy, can you buy some Crest toothpaste? I like them best." I tell you, it was a 35-minute speech on why we don't use Crest, we use Colgate.
That's
And,
funny to
and
me.
it's same. He was the same way with Coke. I'm telling you.
Interesting. I just,
Well,
but
just
I mean,
different. Some.
but you
believe it
think
or
that's a
not,
generational thing?
I don't have any idea. He didn't have anything. He only had one shirt, and he said he stunk and he starved to death until my mom and my mother's mother and father were. He was a pastor, Assembly of God pastor, and so and my grandmother worked at a 5 and dime store.
Sure.
So they had enough to where they could feed him and wash his clothes, but he didn't.
Sure.
A lot of times he stayed at the school. He had an agricultural teacher that
Sure.
would open the windows for him, and they had a little stovepipe in there. So
Yeah.
he didn't get to start the school until after they picked cotton, and then he played football. Didn't play basketball. He couldn't play basketball to save his life.
Sure.
He could teach me anything about baseball, and he could teach me about football, but he couldn't teach me anything about basketball.
Sure.
He tried to dribble it one time with two hands and then shoot it, and it threw it over the backboard, and he looked pretty rough.
Sure,
And
that's
I
funny.
think when he looked at me and saw me, because I could play basketball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Him and my brother both calls me Pete. So the only people who ever called me Pete, I had 15 nicknames, but Pete was my brother, which was 11 years older than me, and my father because of Pistol Pete marriage.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, hey Pete, come here. So, but yes, he was definitely a Colgate guy, a Billy Graham,
Crazy.
King James, and I really love. We went to hear Billy Graham speak at the War Memorial Stadium once and Liberty Bowl Stadium twice.
Billy Graham, huh?
Yes.
Interesting.
And and every time that any evangelist would come in from out of the country, my father and mother would always host them.
Sure.
So
Sure.
we had many world evangelists from
Yeah.
England
That's exciting.
that would come in, and then my father's favorite was a man from Mexico City. His name was Angel Martinez.
Oh, that sounds kind of cool.
And Angel Martinez and my father looked a lot alike.
Yeah. Why? Just dark?
Yeah, very dark. My father looked like an Indian and Hispanic. He was darker in the winter than all the rest of us were in summer.
Sure.
My mother was a McClellan. She was Irish. She had lots of freckles and was white.
Yeah.
And so when she got burnt, then she'd get another freckle.
Sure.
My father, he was dark.
Okay. Interesting.
But him and Angel Martinez, that was his favorite one. But we had several different ones. I would say probably 6 or 7 in my childhood, from the time I was
Sure.
7 to 17. That 10 years. Probably had 7 worldwide evangelists.
That's
staying
exciting.
at our house.
Yeah. Billy Graham would have been good to listen to. You ought to look into his opinions on certain things.
Well, I have seen of a lot of his messages since then, and of course, his son is now old.
Yeah. Franklin,
But
Franklin Graham.
Franklin, yeah, but when I was growing up, Franklin Graham was the rebel. He was the lost one.
Oh,
Billy
interesting.
Graham's lost sheep, the
Interesting.
prodigal son
Yeah.
that wouldn't come home. That was all kinds of
Sure.
And now he's
the guy.
He's the family business.
Interesting. That's
So,
crazy.
yeah, and
Well, his story probably sells better than the other brothers. But I mean, his opinions on like a certain people groups.
yes,
Yeah.
well, he was certainly big into motorcycle gangs back in the day. I don't know if he still is, but yeah, he looks a lot like his daddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, my father was very different. What did your wife say? She say,
Well,
he feels daddy was weird.
Well, no, and not that. We didn't talk about it that much, but I just explained it to her, and I was like, "What do you think? You think we ought to be like that?" And just poking around, but it's just like I can't even place myself in that mindset. I can't even mental map that, right? Like I make I have a little feel simulator in my head where I can
But we
conversate
were
with Phil, but I
talking
can't.
about being right. People want to be right.
Well, about Coke
and
or Colgate.
and my daddy, he would have went as far as his brand of cigarettes were right.
Well,
so
now
his brand of car was right.
Now I get that.
His brand of drink is
okay,
right.
Well, sure.
That's what he believed was right. If he didn't like Chrysler cars,
Sure.
why? I don't know.
Interesting.
He didn't like Chrysler cars, and so you can say, well, was it the cars back in the 70s? Did somebody influence him by having a bad, a lemon Chrysler car?
Yeah.
I don't have any idea because I wasn't around. Remember,
Sure.
I'm the baby. He didn't have me till they were 40.
Sure.
He was 38 or 40.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no idea why he had these type of strong convictions on
Right.
things that I would think and you would think were very silly.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, he would eat a pickled pig's feet. He would eat a pickled boiled egg.
Sure.
He would eat canned meat. He would eat Vienna sausages. He would eat anything you put in front of him
Sure.
because he starved as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't imagine growing up eating. And I mean, he would take me fishing on Saturday morning. I would get a little can of Vienna sausages and some crackers.
Sure.
And he would get a pickled boiled egg and a pickled pig feet.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
how you get it past your nose?
And I don't
Much
know.
less put it
I don't
in your
know.
mouth. It bothers me.
We probably have to smoke a cig first. Get that.
He did
dull
that
those
nonstop.
senses.
He was
Sure.
so good that people my age that he coached. He coached me from 7 to 12.
Mm-hmm.
But from the 10 to 12-year-olds, they can tell you he put 5, 6 baseballs in one glove with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth and throw batting practice. And he just expected everybody to be able to throw strikes like him.
Sure.
And he could throw. He could do batting practice.
Mm-hmm.
Very seldom would he not throw a strike.
Sure.
But he would do it just like a pitch machine, if not quicker, because he'd have 6 balls in his hand, and he wasn't going to go long without puffing a cigarette.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest memories of my father would be on Sunday morning. I would get up. He would be sitting at the head of the dining room table with the Bible open, and his suit on, with his Kent cigarettes and his ashtray there, drinking a cup of coffee.
Man, that is living.
And he was, and he loved breakfast.
Yeah.
He couldn't cook a lick. Everything he did, he tried to do as fast as possible.
Sure.
So everything was on as high, the burner was on high because he wanted to cook the eggs in 15 seconds.
Right.
So they were all black.
Yeah.
And then when I didn't want to eat them, I got whipped.
Oh man, come on.
So it was I ate a lot of bad breakfasts from my father on Saturday morning.
Sure.
Never liked his breakfast. And, of course, it was world renowned. He was the worst cook in the history of the world.
Uh-huh.
And then he got mad at me for telling him that. So
Like actually mad?
Oh, mad, yeah. Like mad.
What?
Like, yeah, you're going to eat every bit of it. Because they were burnt. And so, yes, I can tell you some stories about my daddy's cooking now. And one of my worst whippings is he was having the pastor over and his wife and family, and he had steaks. He was cooking. I was playing basketball on the back patio, and one-on-one with a guy, and I slapped the ball out of the guy's hand and it hit my father right upside the head.
Oh no!
And when I hit him upside the head, the platter of the steaks that he was putting on the grill went and fell on the ground. And when he looked at me, all I did was this. It was over.
Why would you laugh?
It was unnatural.
I mean, I would have laughed at knocking him upside the head, but knocking over the steaks, I would have been like, "Oh, daddy."
He stumbled one step, knocked the steaks tilted, went off on the ground, and then he looked at me, and at the same time he looked at me, I was going, not good for me. He kicked me all the way from the back sliding glass door, all the way down the hall, around the dadgum corner, into my bedroom, and then he got his belt off.
My lands. Sure. Well,
yeah. So
what lesson did you learn in that?
Never laugh when you knock $50 worth of steaks, which would be $200 worth of steaks today,
right.
out of your daddy's hand, and then let him see it. So yes, the boy got to go home very quickly, and Phee got his butt whipped very good.
Oh, well, you'll have that.
I was probably 12.
Sure.
Probably 12.
You'll have that.
Yeah, well, I had it for sure. A lot of people would say my father was, child abuse. But that's the time. My father loved me. He didn't abuse, never hit me with a closed fist.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one abused, but beaten with chains and wood, and some people were his family, some people weren't.
Sure.
That was child abuse. But
sure.
He loved me, but he did discipline. And today, I have a son. That's one of my boys is married, and when we tell some of those stories, his wife says, "Well, that sounds almost like child abuse." I was like, "Yeah, you would think in 2025,
well, yeah,
that the way he was whipping me in 1970
mm-hmm.
was child abuse."
Well, you just don't have control over your children anymore.
Yeah, well, they used to whip you. I mean, anytime they would say at school, "You want 3 licks or you want me to call you daddy?" I always took the 3 licks.
Well, I can imagine.
So that's now they can't whip you at school.
Right.
And then you don't have any discipline as far as with divorced couples, which is 6 out of every 10.
Right.
And then you got the blended families where now you're whipping somebody else's kids that you're raising. So discipline is very difficult to actually implement these days.
Right.
So, and if you don't get them, I'd tell you that if you'll get them in the formative years, from 2 to 7,
sure,
you got it whipped. The biggest problem is you got both the husband and the wife are working outside the home. They have a daycare or they have an in-house babysitter.
Right.
And those 2 to 7 years that they should be nurturing their kids, they don't get.
No.
And by the time that the kids are 12, they're not interested in spending more time with the parents.
Sure.
Remember, the parents have 12 years with kids from birth to about 12 years.
Interesting.
After that, first of all, they've got their own interest. Then they've got teenagers.
Right.
Then they've got their car. Once they have that car,
yeah, they're out.
They're gone. And once you give them that phone at 10 or 12,
Evil.
They're out.
Evil.
Okay? And that a lot of bad parenting comes from I want to just give them these games or these consoles to babysit for a babysitter. Why and go ahead and take care of my business.
Yeah.
Okay? But now some parents, good parenting, actually want to be able to have access to their children and communicate with them at all times.
Sure.
Knowing that that's my lifeline. If something happens, I know I can reach my children, my boy or my girl.
Right.
So good parenting or bad parenting, you're going to find that in some cases they intermingle to where even good parents use those phones or those tablets to occupy the children while they can get some of their things done.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, but if you look at it from a Pheeology standpoint, okay, my point is one of 2 things is going to happen.
Sure.
Okay? The child is going to grow up. Let's say he's from a wealthy parents.
Right.
I've known several throughout my life that they get 1 week of the summer from at home, and then they go on a 10-week summer camp.
Sure.
Okay, and then when they come back, they got 2 weeks before they go back to their boarding school or before they go to their school. Their parents either, number one, don't want to spend any time with them, and they've got plenty of money to actually give them an excuse.
Well, yeah.
Hey, we want you to go to this summer camp every year. Camp Watamai, it costs us $25,000 for you to spend there.
Right.
And we want to send you to this boarding school.
Oh, yeah.
But in that case, the kids grow up longing for a relationship with their parents.
Sure.
Being able to communicate and see what those parents think about.
Yeah.
You know, how they act, what their emotions, how to deal with those things. That so even a lot of wealthy folks are farmed out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they don't get the connection. So the kids are going to long. They've had traumatic experiences if they're poor, if they're uneducated parents,
Sure.
if they've abused or trauma.
Right.
There's the other end of the spectrum. Still end result, whether you're wealthy and they never have anything to do with you and send you off places, or whether they don't have anything to do any place to send you off, but your environment at home is in a meth house.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So either way, the kids all their lives are longing for that connection from their parents.
Okay.
Now the other side of the equation is the parents.
Okay.
That after the kid's 12, the kids have nothing more to do with them. They're busy, just as the parents are busy.
Right.
So then as they get older, it's the parents that long for the connection from their kids.
Yeah.
Well, they never come to see me. Well, I never get to spend any time with them. Well, even when they just drop by, they don't ever sit down and we don't get to really talk.
Right.
You see?
Yeah.
See, so
never-ending cycle.
From Pheeology's standpoint is someone is going to be hurting.
Sure.
Unless both parties understand they need a connection.
Right.
And if you farm your kids out to daycare and in-house baby sitters and summer camps and basketball, baseball. I went to baseball, basketball, football camps. They were 3-4 day camps.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
No.
You take your family on vacation. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's wonderful to get away. But these people that that go on these 10-week summer camps, or 8-week summer camps, they keep having you go to more school. I mean, back when we'd get out on May the 25th. We'd start back on August the 20th.
Sure.
Okay, right now they get out sometimes June the 2nd, and they start back on August the 12th.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting 2 or 3 weeks more than what they used to.
Sure.
As we talked about the weather manipulation a week ago. They're doing the same thing with schools.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, I think September might be the dadgum hottest month of the year.
Probably.
And I think they're starting school now instead of 12-week vacation. They're starting it after 9 weeks. Either that or my Mississippi math's not near as good as it used to be.
I don't know, but I just think the whole education system is.
Because I'll be nickel and diming 2-line rhyming with them, Mark. I know how to do
You say
math.
2-line rhyming?
Yeah, 2-line rhyming.
I always thought you said 2-lime rhyming.
No, I'm not. I'm a lemon man, not a lime
Okay,
man.
interesting.
I'm a tripper and a tropper and a troller and a tree. I'm a flipper and a flopper and a flower and a fear.
Listen to this guy.
That's right. You don't know what the Pheeology is about. My point on the Pheeology is connection either with the parents or the adult or the children, one or the other, is always a strong suit. It's missing one way or the other in most relationships.
Well, and I've always said that if you shove your kids into daycare, you can't be surprised when they put you into a nursing home.
Well, they're doing that anyway.
Well, I mean, I'm not. Yeah, they do that anyways. But I just think I think it's convenience. We treat inconvenience. We treat our kids as an inconvenience.
And the elderly.
And then likewise, then they grow up and treat the elderly,
absolutely,
as an inconvenience.
Been that way now for over 50 years.
Yeah, and it's disgusting. I think the Lord's going to judge us for that.
I'm going to tell you that He is, but I'm going to tell you that's what's even more insane. People now work all their lives for a 401k.
Sure.
I'm going to work 50 years while I can have $1,500 a month coming in and live for the rest of my life, or $3,000 a month coming in for the rest of my life. Okay, and then they go to the nurse, they get their Social Security and their 401k, and they end up in the nursing home, and the nursing home takes all their money.
Yeah.
So the government takes their money for all these years out of their check.
Interesting.
For Social Security, and then when they start collecting the Social Security, the government Medicaid facilities for the elderly and the nursing homes get the money back.
Sure.
So they steal your money the whole time.
Sure. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it's disgusting.
Well, and some of these nursing home owners are some of the finest people around.
Oh, I'm sure.
And they have the most difficult time collecting money from insurance companies. I mean, can you imagine being in a business taking care of old people that have to go to the restroom, that have physical needs, that you got to clean?
Sure.
All different personalities, a lot of them in pain. You don't have any idea about their lifestyle. It is a very difficult business.
I can imagine.
And in a lot of cases, because of that, they are run bad, and there's a lot of abuse in those systems.
Of course. You see videos all the time.
But on the good ones, and there are good ones out there, just like there are very good doctors and very good hospitals.
Sure.
The good ones really struggle getting paid by these insurance companies.
Well, that's pitiful.
Any little clerical error, anything you can do for them to, reject the claim.
Right.
In order for them to refile the claim and
Sure.
to try to get money. It's, I tell you, the last 25 years, just knowing the nursing home business, it's a great business because you're guaranteed to get paid from the federal government.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, you're not getting ripped off or cheating on any on
We
your
need to
bills
start.
not getting paid.
We need to start a nursing home then.
No, I think that those the baby boomers. That was a great business back in the 1980s and 90s to get in because of all the population that was getting
Sure.
65 plus.
Sure.
So, but yeah, there's other businesses to get in better than that now these days. But for some reason, all the wealthy, powerful people think human trafficking is a good business to get involved in.
Well, apparently it is.
Obviously, it is just a money maker that I can't understand. 2,000 young people a day are getting taken. We had another one from the state of Arkansas.
Really?
Go missing this weekend. Just a fine-looking little boy.
Oh, interesting.
He's probably 12, 13 years old.
Oh, man.
It just breaks my heart. And if it doesn't affect you or your family or your community, you just turn a blind eye to it.
Sure.
And we're fixing to get really in deep with a lot of these society problems and try to find some solutions. That will be one that will be very difficult to crack.
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with a network of criminal people that are highly connected, that have the core belief system of it's okay to traffic children.
Well, I mean, our politicians, our world leaders are all part of that. I hate to say it, but I think Trump must be on the Epstein list or something, because the fact that he's being so dismissive of it all of a sudden, he must be on it or something, be implicated.
Certainly, Mark's kidding about that. He's not on it.
No, I'm not.
No, I know you're not.
Well, what do you mean I'm kidding?
You mean to tell me you think Trump's on the Epstein list?
Well, he sure is acting like it doesn't exist all of a sudden. And listen to this: they released the footage of his jail cell, and immediately people were proving, hey, this has been edited in Premiere Pro, the same software we use, and it's just for stitched together videos. So it's like that. Even the government saying, look, here's the raw footage of his jail cell after they already said there was missing footage, right? And not Ghislaine Maxwell's in prison for sex trafficking, human trafficking, but supposedly there's no client list, right? The FBI, that Dan Bongino, and that Kash Patel guy, they've been talking about it, releasing it for a long time, and all of a sudden they're coming out and saying, no Epstein client list exists. That's a conspiracy. Never existed. Trump's on it. I mean, but the thing is, why would you be surprised that a man who's wealthy in a position of power would not be doing that thing? They all do. So that doesn't affect the way I view his ability to run the country or policy, right? It has nothing to do with that. But it's if he is, I mean, again, the only reason I think that is because he sure made. They're all just acting like it doesn't exist after years of people knowing it exists. But I just, again, it wouldn't surprise me or even make me think twice if Trump was on it, because why would I be surprised? They're all doing it. All those people are doing it. The world leaders, the politicians are all into it. It's the culture.
All's a big term.
It's the not all of them,
term.
but I just mean it's a exclusive club that we are not members of.
That is correct. Whoever are members of that club,
and I'm not.
we're not members
No,
of it.
and I'm not trying to like be anti-Trump. No, I'm not. No, but
it's like the Diddy stuff. Everybody comes out, everything's going. It's a year long, and then all of a sudden it goes away, and it's not a big deal.
Exactly.
Your corner of the internet says it's all about nothing.
Well, but I mean, I will say I was a little surprised by the Diddy stuff, just because there's no way he wasn't guilty.
Well, I mean,
but he's walking.
If you have enough, they said the same thing about OJ.
Well,
I mean, they said the same thing about OJ. The bottom line is they don't. You're gonna have people say that Trump didn't win the election in 2020.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna always have two sides, even the ones that that most people know are lying.
Mm-hmm.
It just creates enough doubt. And if you even the good ones that you think are good, they know what they're doing when they just bring out different types of scenarios to increase the doubt. Well, it might not have happened this way. It might have happened this way. Well, it might not have happened this way, but it might have happened this way. Well, it's probably about to happen that way.
Well, and I would say what you're doing with that is, when I was a kid and getting in trouble, me and my brother would discuss our manipulation tactics, right? And it would be muddying up the narrative. You know what I'm saying? You continue to muddy the narrative, and so it becomes, obscure, right? Yeah. So the truth doesn't matter at that point. Right.
No, it never matters 20 years later or 2 years later.
Right.
So they just make up the stories, and then as the narrative prolongs, people lose interest. Then they come out with the bombshell, we were wrong the whole time. Mm-hmm. Then there's an uproar for 2 days, and then nobody ever talks about it again.
Sure.
And that's why you got young people right now, females, young girls that have an epidemic of endometriosis and PCOS.
Oh, sure.
That can't have children reproduce, and it's a direct reflection of the dadgum immunizations and vaccinations that they've had all their life. All their life. And some of these vaccinations and immunizations, they can lay dormant.
Oh, yeah.
For 5-10 years before they're activated.
And manifest cancers and stuff.
Listen to me now. They can actually manipulate them to do that.
Yeah, I believe that.
So you could have people that 5 years after they took a vaccine, that the vaccine would then activate in their body.
Sure. Well, I mean, I think that's in part reason for explosion in cancers all over the world.
Absolutely.
Or, I mean, just weird autoimmune diseases.
Absolutely.
And disorders. It's like, come on now. I mean, it's just silly not to think that something's going on with all this stuff.
1 in 10,000 children were born with autism in 1987. It is now 1 in 31.
Right, and there's a direct correlation with those numbers as vaccine numbers increase also.
Between the vaccines and the labeling of the ADHD and all of the different behavioral, young, developmental age diseases and labeling are just crushing the thyroid and the young people
and their gut
over a period of time.
And
their gut health also. So yes, but we're going to have to do something about that to make sure you can subscribe. You will share this video. Please like us. It's important after 40 minutes on some that you will share the video for the algorithms, that you will do more. Maybe a comment would be great. We would appreciate that.
Yeah, Jerry, if you're out there listening, peace and love, brother.
Yeah, check all of the dadgum Phee Smee networks. As Mark worked on our night set. Looks great. We're going to start the night program tonight. So we're excited about that, Mark.
Sure.
But I wanted to talk to you about all of the since this peace plan now is being brought up. That
okay. And see, where have you seen it brought up? I haven't seen nothing. I'm not.
There's a lot of international news about it.
Okay.
You won't hear a lot of the things that I talk to you about from the America media.
Sure. And that's just typically not the news I'm looking for, anyways. If that makes sense.
Right. It makes sense to me. Yes, you're more in the Bigfoot arena.
Well, but just other stuff.
But remember that if right now there is a sect of the Jewish people that do not like Netanyahu.
Right.
And that they want him gone.
And, he's a Zionist pig.
Yes. Again, just like there's Republicans and Democrats. liberals and conservatives, there's different types of parties and power struggles inside Israel.
Course.
So,
because you even have some parties in Israel who are not Zionists.
yes, well, you got a lot of Muslims in Israel.
Well, yeah, and no, they're definitely not Zionists. I said they're definitely not Zionists.
Yeah. You got the Bible says that in the last days He's going to bring the Jewish people back home. So the Jewish people that are there, that a lot of people think are unworthy and criminals, and then the Bible says all their lives that they've been unholy people.
Sure.
God's going to use and orchestrate this plan through His Bible through that portion in that region of the world.
Sure.
So whatever happens over there, we're going to continue to bless Abraham's seed, and we're going to continue to try to eliminate a lot of these abortions and cure a lot of these diseases.
Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with blessing Abraham's seed.
No, I know.
But the commandment to bless Abraham's seed, I don't think that's the case.
We're familiar with that, but you do know Jacob, what his name is.
Israel.
Thank you.
Okay, but what's that have to do with blessing Abram?
I think Abraham's probably Jacob's boy. I mean, Jacob was Abraham's boy. I don't know.
I thought Isaac was.
Well, Isaac is.
Okay.
But see, I get them mixed up.
But that.
How about grandson?
But again, that they aren't Abram.
No, but they are his seed.
Yeah, but I will bless you. I will bless those who bless you, Abram, and I will curse those who curse you, Abram.
Right.
So again,
those versions you have.
You could apply it.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be very convenient to say that applies to the seed of Abraham.
I made it convenient for Phee to believe.
Of course, but I don't.
I know you don't.
And I think that's in part of the Schofield-Darby lies and indoctrination. Personally, I think that line of thought is right in the middle of one of the main core parts of dispensationalism. Yeah. So it's like I'm not hating. I'm not hating.
A lot of people will do exactly what I've said. They take something that's right and then they continue on with it, adding to it.
I think that was the add-on. Because I've heard my whole life, if you bless Israel, God's going to bless you. If you curse Israel, God's going to curse you. First off, misquote. It doesn't even say Israel. Right? I mean, but that's
from your text.
From my text. Which text are you talking about?
Well, there's several different versions, and the later versions do say Israel,
so
not
you're saying
Abram's seed. But I'm saying that's just another a way that they actually changed the Bible and the inversions over the period of years. So,
interesting.
Yeah, you've got.
Well, I mean, but that's a bold.
You've got the NIV.
You got the ESV. You got the ASV. You got the.
You got go ahead.
Doobie doobie doobie. Yeah, I mean, you got any three letters you could put together. They've got a version of the Bible.
Well, that's why we have PSN, Phee Smee Network.
Well, PSN. I was
like
say we
CBS,
got
ABC.
How about we come out with our own translation of the Bible?
They even went from WTBS to just TBS.
That was smart.
And all call letters used to be 4 letters.
Interesting.
Now they're only 3.
Well, I don't even know what the call letters mean. I don't even know what that means.
It's kind of like a radio dial, Hey, yeah, this is
I've heard
FM 100, and it's really 99.7 on the dial, but this is FM 100, Memphis, Tennessee.
Interesting.
Or hey, it's Rock 93.
Sure.
That's the River 107.9.
Well, why don't we have a radio station? I guess we do.
Well, we do have a radio station. It's the Phee Smee, number 12.
Phee Smee in the morning.
It's Phee Smee in the morning with Manly Mark.
Well, I'm going to look into that because I think it's pretty bold to say that you're telling me there are translations of the Bible that would put Israel in the place of Abraham in that moment. Yep. Because,
because Israel will be blessed.
Well, because Israel didn't even exist at that point. It was Abraham that hadn't even had Isaac probably at that point.
There's a lot of things, Mark, that people just change one word here, one word there to make them fit that narrative. But that might be one that you would use to present your case.
Well, are you telling me it was originally Israel or originally Abraham?
I'd have to look at the Hebrew and the Greek text.
This is a silly conversation because the
whole
narrative is about Abraham. Right. So to assume that they just up until that point in the story.
Mark, you're dealing with people who are convinced that because Jesus comes back but doesn't touch his feet on the mountain.
I rest my case. I rest my case.
And
You're
he
right.
goes back up.
You're right.
This is the people we're talking about.
Okay,
this is
you're
the
right.
masses that will believe because everybody else believes.
Okay, you're right.
It's the herd mentality.
Sure.
Okay,
I can't argue that.
And it makes us look like that we are on the outside looking in.
Sure.
Because 60% of the churches have been, and it's in seminaries all across the country. So they sold them that on the, hey, now he's going to come back and the dead in Christ are going to rise first. See, that's correct. And then the people who are living in will then go and well, that's correct.
Right.
I mean, all they're saying is the correct. They just got the timing wrong. Okay, he's not coming and halfway and then going back and then coming again all the way.
Right.
But that would sound strange to them.
Well, yeah. Well, but
what you're saying is that sounds strange to you.
It does because, like you said earlier, every time they see Day of the Lord, they think, oh, separate event, as opposed to, hey, all these people all across the Bible in the Old Testament, New Testament, we're talking about the same day and the same event. But in the Old Testament, it was Yahweh who's coming back, right, on the Day of the Lord, the great and terrible Day of the Lord. Well, but Jesus is coming back, because he is Yahweh, right? But that's beside the point. It's just, how can you not see that it's one event? I don't know.
That's what they weren't taught that way. And remember, we've already talked about it. Once you have a belief system in place and you believe that, if you're not committed to it, you're wishy-washy.
Well,
okay,
I'm
so
the king of it.
If you have to commit to the team. And once you commit to the team, it makes it difficult to then be traded or to change your views.
An illusion in of itself.
Yes, it's an illusion, Mark. Most of the things that we're wrong on in life are illusions, but we've made choices based on bad information from people we trust.
I don't trust nobody.
I did a very, very bad job raising my children in this area.
Sure.
When before the last 3 years, I would have told you that was the best job I did in any aspect of my life.
Really? Was
being a father, of raising my children.
Interesting.
Because I can remember thinking, well, Lord, they're all saved. They've all been baptized. Lord, that's what's important.
Yeah.
I've raised them the right way, and they're really going to go out and they're really going to do things for you. And then all of a sudden I have this vision, and I realize, man, all this saving by grace, and you do, just
interesting.
I just did not make it.
It just doesn't sit well with you.
I didn't make it a priority enough. We don't make our relationship with our Lord Jesus Christ important enough. If He's our master and we're His servant, He should be number one. And I just have to tell you, in my life, He just made the top 5 most of the time.
Sure.
And that, I look back on it, and I've even talked to you privately about some of my my personal dealings as far as my relationship with my Lord. And it's just, if you don't think about it, out of sight, out of mind, you can't taste it, you can't feel it, you can't touch it. We live in a world that we like to be busy. We like to do what we're going to do when we want to do it.
Right.
And there's a lot of great things out there that we do that are really, really good things, but they take us away from our relationship with our Lord.
Sure.
And I think that's what the love of money and the credit markets with the houses, and everybody's got 3 cars, and everybody in the family's got to have a phone. And, everybody's got to go on vacation. And we just have changed upside down from, hey, we're going to work hard and save and really build and anticipate and be excited about once we're able to do it, to now we're going to go do it and they'll pay for it later.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So that's the transition from the 1960s to the 2020.
Well, and it's just a consumer society, man.
Yes, we have to go back. One of the missions that we have here on the Phee Smee Network is to try to go from being consumers to actually going back to be producers.
Well, yeah, creating something. I mean, no one creates anymore. It's all about, I'm going to spend my money to buy something and consume. consume instead of what are you making with your hands? What are you doing with your mind? What are you creating?
Where they're watching and they're being,
And
they're not learning.
Sure.
But they are being taught. Isn't that crazy? They're not learning, but they are being taught.
Yes. Ooh.
You won't own anything, but you'll be happy. Isn't that what the direction that they're going?
Yeah,
in my classes in Pheeology and my sports drills, the summertime is vacation time for families. And so some of them come back, and some of them go on 2 and 3 vacations, which I just think is cool.
Yeah.
But I've got a couple of students that, the single moms, and they don't take vacation.
Sure.
She's working 6 days a week.
Sure.
And so he hears all these different vacations. We're going to Puerto Rico, or we just got back from Disney World, or where's he going on vacation to? He gets to go to Branson for the weekend.
Sure.
That's his.
That's funny.
But see, no matter what or the location or the destination is, the kid's excited.
Oh yeah.
See, some of them kids will be excited about going to water park down here, 2 miles from here.
Yeah. My kids would.
Water parks were cool. I love water.
Oh, me too.
For water
I like water slides, man.
But
I love water slides.
Going back to Phee Smee Network, we've got to support Israel. That's the vision but also we have to realize that we're not going to be blinded by the politics and the corruption of Israel's people in the past.
Sure.
And I believe that Netanyahu, it would be wise for him to step down and not have anything to do with this peace plan. But if he doesn't, I will just say this: whoever is the Israel prime minister that signs that peace agreement will not be with us long.
Sure.
Because the history is, if you exchange land for peace, it doesn't work out well for you.
Okay, well, now I'm kind of hoping that happens, just so I can be like, the guy was right. Phee Smee was right.
Well, you can find out that Phee Smee's been right a lot in the last 2 years, and he's going to be right a lot in the next 2.
We'll be here to find out.
We will be here, and if I'm ever wrong, you will remind me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll remind you, and you'll remind yourself, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
and I can't wait till it's like all these people who will flock to us in droves once these things start to happen.
We're going to have a Phee Smee line of robes, hopefully, and maybe even some honey, some coffee.
What are you talking robes?
We're selling coffee filters now.
Okay. Yeah, we are. Coffee filters.
Phee Smee's coffee filters, world famous.
Yes. Well,
now, what were you saying about my robe? Nothing? I just misunderstood?
I think so. I don't think I said anything about a robe.
What did you say about that would rhyme with robe?
I have no idea.
Mob,
no, I said the mobs of people.
Mobs.
People will mob to us or flock to us.
Mobs.
Flock?
Yeah.
Flock? I don't know. Anyways, guys, it's been a good show, Phee. We've enjoyed the conversation.
Mark's got a new hat today, ladies and gentlemen. Hit us on a chat. Let us know if you like Mark's new hat. He doesn't like the black faded hat, so he went out. He spent big money on these hats. He's got more than one. I like it,
bought
folks.
3.
Everybody likes his new hats.
They're like $6 a pop.
And right in. Hey, what we're going to start doing on the Phee Smee 24/7, Watch Phee Live, Watch Phee Die, about once an hour that Mark is here or I'm here, we're going to run around and dance around the house. We're going to try to cause people to laugh, be excited. We want to move you to emotions. And we're really going to really ramp up this Watch Phee Live, Watch Phee Die. So if you want to see Mark running through the house about once an hour, waving his hands, we're going to tune in at every hour at the same time.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
And then I'm going to run like I did last night. I've had 2 requests for me to do something crazy, and I have performed tremendously both times. So I think we get a real spike in viewership if we know that Mark's going to actually run around the house and that Fee's going to run around the house acting foolish like we do normally without people knowing about it.
Sounds terrible.
You know, Mark, running with your boots on is really bad.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
And he doesn't like the dogs either.
No, they tear everything up.
Okay.
Tear everything up. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. Tune in again tomorrow at 9 a.m. with Phee Smee, the devil himself. No, I'm just teasing. And Manly Mark. Thank you, guys, and God bless.
God bless you.